igihugu kizira ibiyobyabwenge. Rubyiruko nimwe musingi ukomeye w'igihugu. Radio Imanzi 105.1 FM.
We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
You are tuned to Radio Imanzi broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines. The Minister of Education today received the delegation of the Rockefeller Foundation. Minister Ujira Shebuja said there is still a lot of work to be done in order to eradicate losses in public service. Farmers in the Gatebe sector have asked the authorities to help them in building terraces. The Democratic Republic of Congo has been officially admitted to the East African Community.
Today, we take another critical...
Now the news in detail. The Minister of Education, Honorable Dr. Valentin Uwamaria, today received the Rockefeller Foundation delegation led by Ms. Elizabeth Yee, Executive Vice President for Programs. The Rockefeller Foundation is a United States-based philanthropic organization endowed by John D. Rockefeller and chartered in 1913 to alleviate human suffering worldwide. Their discussions centered on ongoing plans and opportunities, challenges of Rwanda's national school feeding program, and potential areas of cooperation. The Minister of Justice, Dr. Emmanuel Ujira Shebuja, today met with government legal advisors and officers to discuss risks identified in the contracts for works and measures to mitigate them, with the aim of sharing information and enhancing quality and consistency of legal advice to the government. Minister Ujira Shebuja said there is still a lot of work to be done in order to eradicate losses in public service. He asked them to always put much effort in analyzing the legal risk and give advice on the source, nature, and the consequences or impact of the risk. He called on the legal advisors who attended to share the acquired knowledge with colleagues in their respective institutions, saying proper contract management requires collective effort. Rwanda has issued a strong-worded statement signed by the governor of the Western Province, François Habitegeko, refuting widely circulated accusations that the Rwanda Defense Forces backed the latest M23 attacks in Chanzi and Runyoni in the Democratic Republic of Congo on March 28th. General Sylvain Ekenje, spokesman for DRC's North Kivu governor, alleged in a media statement that 2 Rwandan soldiers were arrested in the attacks early Monday in the northeastern region and accused Rwanda of conspiring with M23 rebels. In his statement, Mr. Habitegeko called the accusations baseless and said that the country is not by any means involved in the belligerent activities across the DRC. The statement explains that the 2 names given by General Ekenje are the same ones under investigations by the Rwanda and DRC joint intelligence teams following the decision to probe them made at a bilateral meeting on February 25, 2022 in Kigali. It added that the DRC was not supposed to interrogate the soldiers. Farmers in the Gatebe sector in Burera district have asked the authorities to help them in building terraces on Taba Mountain to create flat surfaces on which crops are grown and prevent soil erosion. The running water from the mountain transports soil and crops and dumps them in the Rugezi swamp. The Executive Secretary of Gatebe Sector, Clement Uwiradiye, says they will work with district authorities to advocate for the terraces to be built in next year's budget. Soil erosion is the major cause of land degradation in Rwanda, with serious impacts on agriculture productivity. Rwanda's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Johnston Busingye, today presented copies of his credentials to the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office Director of Protocol and Vice Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, Victoria Babi Obe. The presentation marks the official commencement of the High Commissioner's duties, pending the formal presentation of credentials to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We'll continue with some items of international news after the advertisement.
Are you looking for the best language interpreting services for your next meeting, training workshop, or forum, in person or remotely? Look no further. Gemini Multimedia Limited offers high-quality and professional interpreting and document translation services in various fields of expertise. Based on the International Association of Conference Interpreters, AIC, and with a team of professionals with more than 10 years of experience in the field, you can rely on us for a smooth running of your next event. Locate Gemini Multimedia Limited on KG14 Avenue 258 between Kagugu Health Center and Fawe Girls School. You can also call us on 0790-719-909 or visit www.geminimultimedia.org. Gemini Multimedia Limited. Speak clearly. Listen reliably.
Some items of international news on Radio Imanzi.
Welcome back. The Democratic Republic of Congo was officially admitted to the East African Community today during the 19th Extraordinary Summit of the East African Community Heads of State. While addressing the East African Community Heads of State, President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the chairperson of the summit, said the admission of the DRC into the bloc would enable the community to achieve the much-needed development based on the economies of scale. President Paul Kagame also commended the Council of Ministers of the East African Community Secretariat for speeding up the admission of DRC into the East African Community family.
Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, chairperson of the summit, Excellencies, heads of state, Secretary General of the East African Community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me once again thank the chairperson of the East African Community, President Uhuru Kenyatta, for convening this extraordinary summit to consider the admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African Community, which is in line with our quest for wider and deeper integration of our region and the continent. I congratulate our brothers and sisters from the Democratic Republic of Congo and welcome them into the East African Community family. Rwanda commends the Council of Ministers and the East African Community Secretariat for speeding up this admission process. The accession of DRC and institutions of the community I urge all organs and institutions of the community to accelerate the full integration of DRC into organization in keeping with the roadmap approved by the Council of Ministers. Rwanda stands ready to play its part in this process. Before I conclude, allow me to extend our condolences to the government and the people of Uganda for the untimely passing of their Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Jacobo Olanya. Once again, Mr. President, the chair of our community, I congratulate you for convening us for this important occasion. And I congratulate the Democratic Republic of Congo and President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi for this historic step. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
After the official admission now, there will follow the ultimate deposition of the instrument of acceptance of the terms of admission by the DRC within 6 months of its admission. The South African Human Rights Commission said today it would hear President Cyril Ramaphosa on April 1st with regard to his responsibility as the head of state during the July 2021 unrest. The president released last February a report on the unrest he commissioned to an expert panel. The 154-page report found there had been a failure of state institutions in disrupting and anticipating the troubles. The South African government estimated that at least 40,000 businesses had been looted, burnt or vandalized during widespread rioting that broke out after the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma last summer. The attack on a passenger train Monday night in northwestern Nigeria by gunmen has left injured and dead among passengers. The train was attacked at around 9 p.m. near Regina Station on the line linking Abuja, the capital, to Kaduna, a city in the northwest of the country, where gunmen had already tried to attack the airport last weekend. This is the latest violence attributed to gangs known locally as bandits, who are active in the northwest and central regions of Nigeria, where they loot, kidnap, and kill. Queen Elizabeth II today made her first major public appearance in months at a Thanksgiving service for her late husband, Prince Philip, who died last year, aged 99. The Queen, who turns 96 next month, has not attended a high-profile event outside her homes since she spent a night in the hospital last October. The Duke of Edinburgh, to whom the Queen was married for 73 years, died on April 9th last year, just a few weeks short of his 100th birthday, after treatment for a heart condition. Coronavirus restrictions at the time meant long-rehearsed plans for his funeral were hastily revised, and just 30 mourners attended, led by the solitary figure of the Queen. Russia's military announced today it will fundamentally scale back operations near Ukraine's capital and the northern city as talks brought a possible deal to end the grinding war into view. Deputy Defense Minister Alexander Fomin said the move was made to increase trust in the talks after several rounds of negotiations failed to halt what has devolved into a bloody campaign of attrition. While Russia portrayed the step as a goodwill gesture, it comes as the Kremlin's troops have become bogged down in the face of stiff Ukrainian resistance that has thwarted President Vladimir Putin's hopes for a quick military victory. Economic news is a regular feature on Radio Imanzi. The Rwanda Stock Exchange Market Report Today's highlight was the official reopening of 6.65 years government bond with a coupon rate of 11.425% and a yield to maturity of 11.417%. The trading session recorded 7,252,000 Rwandan francs worth of bonds traded in one deal on the fixed income market, while the equities market remained quiet. Brega closed the counter at 125 Rwandan francs, Bank of Kigali at 249 Rwandan francs, I&M Bank at 45 Rwandan francs, Simerwa at 120 Rwandan francs, M10 Rwanda at 180 Rwandan francs, Equity Bank at 440 Rwandan francs, Kenya Commercial Bank at 370 Rwandan francs, National Media Group at 1,200 Rwandan francs, Uturi Supermarket at 104 Rwandan francs, and RH Buffalo closed the counter at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. The currency market review of today. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.7 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 8.9 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 0.44 Rwandan francs. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.28 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 0.285 Rwandan francs. The Burundian franc buying price was 0.49 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 0.5 Rwandan francs. The US dollar buying price was 1,008 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 1,028 Rwandan francs. The British pound buying price was 1,320 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 1,347 Rwandan francs. The euro buying price was 1,108 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 1,130 Rwandan francs. Today's weather forecast from the Rwanda Meteorology Department. From 6 in the evening to midnight, rain is expected in the western province, Nyamagabe, Nyaruguru, Gisagara, Musanze, and Huye districts, while the rest of the country is expected to be partly cloudy. The average wind speed expected is of between 3 meters per second and 4 meters per second. From midnight to 6 in the morning, it is expected to be partly cloudy in all parts of the country. The average wind speed expected is of between 3 meters per second and 4 meters per second. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.